Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Love Island Daily for Love Island USA Season 8, Episode 11 if you're in the United States of America, Episode 10 if you're in Canada, just so we can keep everything straight. I'm, of course, Kirsten MacInnis, and today I'm joined by a very special guest. You know her from Big Brother, you know her from The Amazing Race, you know her from Blood on the Clock Tower, and posting funny things on the internet. It's Claire Rehfuss. Claire, how are you?
Yay! Thank you so much for having me. I did have to slide into your DMs to get on here tonight, but I'm so thrilled. I love Love Island, and I love talking about Love Island. Like, that is so much of my experience of the show, just like Big Brother, is watching the episode, but then consuming like 3 times the amount of content as what we're giving about it.
Yes.
So I'm so glad that I can give back to that ecosystem of creating content and consuming content that we are all forced to live in.
Yeah, it's like actually, if you just were to watch Love Island and not consume any TikToks or posts or anything about it, I think that would be a very bleak thing to do. Like, I think you need the whole ecosystem. You need to hear what everyone's thinking. The fun thing in the year 2026 is it seems like it's a lot of people's first year watching TV, so you get to see some really great takes online. It's fun.
Well, yeah. How would any of us know what to think if we are not seeing the tweets and TikToks
Yes.
about it? Like, what? Who would I like? Who would I not like? Who's even decide?
How could any of us decide on our own? But yeah, so we're into the third week now, starting of season 8, and I would love to know from you, Claire. Do you have any overall thoughts? Do you have any favorites, least favorites, anything you need to get off your chest?
I think, man, Love Island is a great show. I think that is like really what I want to come here and get across. Like, they are putting something in this show that is like uncapturable by any other show almost in the world. There is something like, and I watch Big Brother again, but like the casting is just always so good. There is almost always drama, even a slow episode like tonight. There's so much in there that's fun to pick apart and get into. And I've been watching Love Island since season 2. I had a little bit of drop off. I had some busy summers in there, but then came back. You know, this season it moved over to Peacock, and it's just good TV. I think I have some favorite. There's almost no one I'm not at least intrigued by. Well,
Okay.
all right. There's a few actually I might not be that intrigued by, but like I like everyone is bringing something a little bit different. I'm excited thinking about Casa Amor,
Yeah.
and I've just really enjoyed the ride that we've had. I think that's all.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's a good chance Casa could start as soon as like end of this week or like like next Sunday. Like we could be 1 week away from Casa Amor right now. We wouldn't even know.
Ooh, chills. I think I think like, and I see stuff online all the time that's like, there are too many strong couples, too many strong couples. Guys, it's okay. We need to do the long game here, okay? We need strong couples going into Casa Amor. This is the equation. The issue with last season is there weren't enough strong couples. Like, no one was a strong couple last season going into Casa Amor.
Well, no, because last season it was, oh, you have a strong connection. That means you have to go home, because this season's all about exploring.
Literally. And like, so it is okay that there are people who aren't as into exploring, despite what the Islanders think. Yeah. That, you know, we need to set this up so that they can really get tested and torn apart and emotionally distraught in Casa Amor. So I'm here. There's still early drama, but I'm thinking about that long game.
Yes. And like I updated the graphic. So for anyone who's interested on YouTube, we know datingshows.com. We have a graphic up with everybody's face and name if you're still having trouble keeping track of who's who. When I updated that today, I was like, oh, there's 3 couples stayed the same and there's 4 couples that are different. So I don't know. There's some juice here. There's a lot of messiness going on. I think first thing I have to hear your thoughts on is the Melanie Sincere soul situation. And do you think it's really over for Melanie and Sincere at this point?
Okay. Do I think it's over from Melanie's perspective? No. I think Melanie is talking a big game, but Melanie was sleeping out in Soul Ties. Do I think it's done from Sincere's perspective? Yes. We did not see Sincere pull Melanie even once this episode. And so I think that he is like turned over a new leaf. You know, he was cheering Corbin and Melanie on in the showers. I think that he's trying to put it behind him and move on. Melanie, I think we had a night of martyrdom out in Soul Ties, but I think that she will continue opining until maybe she gets a new bombshell in there.
Yeah, I could see that. I do think now that she has a green light from Kenzie, so she told Kenzie, well, I can't do anything with Corbin until I get a green light from you. And Kenzie's like, well, I don't like it, but yeah, do what you got to do. Like, I'm just going to explore Caleb now.
Kenzie cannot hide anything on her face.
No.
Like, and I love Kenzie. I don't know how much is happening up there, but like you can see every thought that she has on her face.
We know exactly how much is happening up there because she's never had a thought she didn't say out loud. Let's be so clear. We know everything going on up there. And I love that. We need chaotic, messy people on reality TV. So I love Kenzie for that. And she loves having options. And so this kind of maybe feels like Corbin's being cut off a little bit as an option.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't think so.
Because Kenzie and Corbin talk like the morning after being coupled up, and they go to Soul Ties, and he is fully on top of her while they are making out. Like when they talk not in Soul Ties, he's like, well, can I kiss you on the cheek? And she's like, no. He's like, can I kiss you on the hand? She's like, no. Then they go to the kitchen and she's like, wow, no kisses? Crazy. And he's like, you said no. She's like, to the cheek. Like, obviously I want to make out with you.
Like, and then this is what is so, I was like, yes, Kenzie. I was like, okay, Kenzie, like standing up, like him asking for a kiss. You finally say no. No. She was just mad that he didn't ask for a kiss on the mouth. And really, I should have seen this coming because when Corbin was talking to Melanie, and Melanie then cut to confessional and she's like, we're both taking it so slow and we love that. I'm like, girl, you don't know Corbin like we know Corbin. Immediately cuts to Corbin and Kenzie like, all right, where my kiss at? I'm like, Corbin and Melanie will not be closed off until they really are kissing outside of the challenges. And I just don't know if Melanie is that into Corbin.
No.
I think she's trying to convince herself she is. I'm not really buying it.
Yeah, I think she doesn't want to come across as like upset or pining after a guy. And so she is just like, okay, well, love the one you're with, I guess. But like we see them talk a few times in this episode, and it seems like they do have a good vibe. They can even just sit quietly together, which is always, a good sign with someone, but we don't see them actually like making out outside of the challenge at all. And Corbin's literally the CEO of Where's My Kiss? So I do think that's a red flag.
Yeah, and he was fighting after the challenge to not say it when he was he was like, I don't really know if I got the full experience because we were in the shower. And she was like, oh, yeah. Like, oh, it's too wet. And he was like, haha, yeah. And
yeah, I like how
he was like, and what if I was like, can I get another one? And he was like, wait, did I already try that one on her? I think I did. Okay, cross that off.
It's for the people that are calling him like Corbin GPT. He was like, "Oh, have I had that prompt? What's going on?"
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, I don't think I can say that."
I did think it was funny in the challenge that they had to kiss in the shower, and for some of these women, it did look like they were being waterboarded in that moment. I was like, "This is not romantic at all."
No, not at all. The challenge was it was an interesting one.
Yeah. I feel like actually before the challenge there wasn't even that much that happened. This is like the World Cup Love Island crossover where they had the host of the like Spanish language World Cup coverage hosted the competition. I did not get his name. I should have. I'm sorry, everybody. I'll get them to put in the show notes, I guess. But so this challenge, they had to get a little soccer ball. They had to move it up each other's bodies without using their hands.
Mm-hmm.
They had to then eat. So there was a hot dog on a string that they had to like get the whole hot dog. I don't even know if it was a real hot dog because it didn't look like something you're supposed to eat at all.
Some people were spitting it out. Some people ate in one bite, corn on the cob style.
Yes.
Was it a race? Was it a race? And then it was like strings tied to your feet, like marionette style?
Yeah, so it was like if we were doing this challenge together, there would be a hot dog in front of both of our mouths, and there would be a string tied to your hot dog and my foot so that I would control where your hot dog went and vice versa. Incredible thing to talk about because I'm pretty sure that both of us are vegetarians, actually. So we would never be in this situation to begin with, marked safe from the scariest looking hot dog I've ever seen in my life. Then they had to go in the goo pit, get goo all over themselves and like get it off their bodies to fill up a bowl that was shaped like it had a soccer ball on it. That's classic challenge. We've seen that on Big Brother many times, getting the goo with your body, and I think Survivor too. Then they would get a question, and in answer to that question, they would pour the bowl of goo they just collected over someone's head, which I didn't think about it in the moment, but that is foul. That it's like the goo off of their bodies, then going over someone's head.
I didn't really think about that either.
I just realized right now in real time how disgusting that is. And then they would have a shower room kiss with their couple, and then it would go on to the next. I saw a TikTok this week that was like, this is what Love Island sounds like to me. And it was like, you're going to have breakfast made by a single 20-year-old man. I'm sure it will be good. You have to go in the goo pit, and then you can't wash the goo off your body. It's going to dry on your body, and you're just going to sit there in your bikini with goo from the goo pit. And then it was literally a challenge with an actual goo pit once again. And I was thinking of that creator. I actually know I sent this TikTok to multiple people, so I can shout out the creator because it was very, very funny. Well, we love to give credit.
We love to give the credit, but it is like one thing that is a staple of Love Island. You know, like Survivor, they have sandbags. Love Island has gross food challenges that are phallic or like horny hot dogs, deep throat.
And no one was horny. Every man did make a comment about how like, well, I don't deep throat anything, but I bet you have more experience than me. Disgusting. Actually, like, stop talking.
Yeah. Also, I don't know why I don't believe you. Like, what? You were never like an 8th grade boy eating a popsicle? That's like classic 8th grade boy. Like, like that is the humor they are still bringing into the show. Like,
have you never eaten a banana? Come on.
Grow up, be honest. And then at certain points in my notes here that I did take, I was like, where's the hustle? And then I was like, oh, right. They're not really competing for a prize. I think like toss them like, hey, you'll get steak tonight. You know, like I think give them a little prize. Like give them something to work for.
Yeah, I think my main criticism of this season is that there hasn't really been dates. And so, like, what if it was like, if you win, you get like a nice date, you'll get a table like 10 feet away from everyone else and you could have like a nice meal. But we didn't even find out anyone's time or who was the fastest or anything.
Exactly. Why make them do kind of hard stuff. Like, why make them almost do anything if there's not a time component here? Like, let them compete for the Hideaway room. Let them compete for something. Like, and you know who would have loved this challenge? Beatrice. Like, there was Spanish, not enough Spanish though, I would almost say. And just competition, a physical competition.
We did find out from Beatrice that her first sport was soccer, but she had to quit because her prosthetic would keep flying off. So I feel like we would have gotten that story in the villa for everyone who's not watching, After Sun, and that would have been iconic and funny.
And that is producers messing up. And really, people say the best runners are soccer players and vice versa. So it would have been great. I do have some other notes about the challenge. I'll bring it up. Okay. First, right out of the gate, okay? I was seeing horrible strategy that did get adjusted, okay? Because, guys, of the patriarchy, okay? That's what I'm going to say. Because what's the best strategy for getting the ball up the body? Tall guy on his knees. Woman, short woman, okay? Because look at this. Whoop, okay? But what you were getting poor little Trinity. She's so short. Obviously, they were going to have a hard time. You need the man on his knees. But the first people to realize that, my guy, KC, okay? I am a KC apologist, okay? I need to get that out of the way right now. He reminds me of one of my good friends. And I think he is very silly and funny. He dropped a Captain Underpants reference, which I always love. Kind of an old reference, okay? Old man. Thank God Trinity's not his partner. Trinity would not understand that. But
the thing is it's like I feel like I'm too old for the Captain Underpants references.
No, wait a second. How old are you? I feel like we're the same age.
I'll be 34 this year.
Okay, you're a little older. You're a little
older. I feel like I'm just like right on the cusp. Like if I was 1 year younger, I would know about Captain Underpants.
Okay. But I think that's okay. You like knew of though, right? Like
I knew it. I like definitely saw it at the Scholastic Book Fair, but I just wasn't personally buying it.
Yeah. That's fair. Me neither. I've never read it. But like,
no, you have every edition. We know you have it on your shelf.
Look at the bookshelf. It's like signed. It's like the editions with like foiled edges on the sides and like
the concept of a foil edge Captain Underpants.
They're just like little underwear and like flower swirls. The only people that own it, me and KC. It's just me and him selling it on Facebook Marketplace to each other. And like the buy sell trade groups. Maybe this is too niche.
I'm so dead. Okay, please continue with your notes from the challenge.
So yeah, KC and Aniya, that was great. Let's see. I wrote everyone that went to their knees. Zach, I have a lot of takes on Zach. Zach talks a big game. Okay. Zach, first episode. I want a woman that puts me in my place. I want a woman. Okay, first, according to the end of the Hideaway, Kayda doesn't know that. Okay, so let's align on that quick before we start busting out the handcuffs. Okay, you guys can't both be handcuffed. It's not gonna work, guys. That's not gonna work. Okay.
Kayda said she's gonna do the dirtiest things to him, so I think they might be on the same page.
Okay, now I'm back locked in, baby. But based on what I saw, Zach, I don't know. I'm worried for him. I think I actually have a lot of takes on Zach from this episode. Not the biggest fan. Also, the editors were playing with. And what are your thoughts on the Zach Bryce of it all?
I think they are going to be best friends for the rest of their lives. And I think that Zach, Bryce, Trinity, and Kayda should be a polycule like Archie, Jughead, Betty, and Veronica at the end of Riverdale. I would like to see it.
And I was really noticing this episode, before them, really together a lot.
They're best. Like they've been all like you'll see them in the beds and it'll be like Bryce and Zach hanging out in one bed and Trinity and Kayda in the other. Like they are besties, all of them. And I would like to see it.
We would okay, let's invite. They should have said, what 2 couples do you want to see to the Hideaway? One, bring in the big bed.
Can I bring a +1?
3 of them already know it.
Yep.
Just Trinity needs to be introduced. Okay, back to my notes about the challenge.
Please.
Gabriel, he knows what's up. He know, guys, I am a Gabe also apologist. Okay. I think Gabe.
Okay.
I fear Gabe is my type. I don't know. It's like, so I really give him I think I cut him a lot of slack because again, he does remind me of guys I know who like English is their second language. So like they know how to be like flirty in English. They know how to like, I think you're always going to be like more honest in your second language, right? Like that's something people say. And so like, is he a player? Yes. Was Bea going home the first time he was like, oh shit, like this is actually a show? Yes. But I think he's just lover boy. He's just a lover boy. And he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing on his knees. He knew what he was doing in the shower.
Listen, Jen was like, I didn't think you'd be able to get the soccer ball over my boobs on one try, and you did. Like, he obviously is very nimble with his actions, and they did have like a very steamy shower kiss. Like Kenzie in confessionals, like I felt like I was watching a porno. Like that was crazy.
Yeah, and honestly, Corbin and blonde man, I do not know his name, and I do not think I need to learn his name.
It's Caleb.
Okay, too many C's, K's. Caleb and Corbin should both be worried because Kenzie wants to feel hunted and Gabe is a hunter. If anything else, I feel that in my heart. Okay, and the last thing about the challenge, why at one point I'm back to Zach and how I don't like Zach. Okay. At one point, Zach, maybe the unsexiest man I've ever seen in my life. When him and Kayda, it's Kayda, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
When him and Kayda were in the goo, and I swear he went up and went honk honk on her boobs. I was like, what's happening? I was like, what? And I didn't like anything he was doing in the goo. He was like, I felt like he was like slapping her, but like it like kind of in the wrong way.
Yeah. The direction was strange.
It was all just a little odd. And I said, Kayda, you can do so much better than him. Please bring someone in for Kayda. Maybe Trinity, ?
We don't know.
Someone though. Okay. That is most of my thoughts.
It was very strange. I feel like in like a committed relationship, you can have like a joking honk honk as a treat in the privacy of your own home. That is not something for someone you've known 2 weeks on national television. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it was like serious. Like it was like, that was like how he seriously wanted to do it. That's like a joke. That's not a real thing you do.
Yeah. And it felt like it was like maybe his first time touching boobs. That is what it was giving. If he was kind of like, whoa.
But we do know at the start of the episode when they're in bed, Zach is saying like, oh, do you ever wonder about like if we go like too far now that we've quote done stuff? Which Scally and I did talk about this on the Friday episode. There was hand movement under the blankets in the Friday episode with Kayda and Zach. And he says like, if we do something like too much and then someone comes in afterwards and then it's like awkward or weird, which definitely throws Kayda for a loop because she brings it up the next morning to Trinity as well as to Zach himself of like, that was weird. That was really weird what you said. And Zach's like, no, like, I don't think that could happen for me, but like, what about you? I just did not think that was a good conversation from Zach at all.
No, that is not what you want to hear when you are like, haha, like, let's go farther. Which, I respect like Zach setting that boundary. I think that's totally fine boundary.
Yeah, of course.
Like I will never judge anyone for doing anything on Love Island. I would not want to be going all the way next to someone, basically.
Sure.
I think though, I think my read of this is A, he is kind of thinking, what if someone else comes in? And B, to me, this is Zach playing the game. And this is Zach getting advice from his brother, and his brother being like, whatever you do, don't sleep with someone in there because someone else might come in. And then it's like a bad luck, da 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 da. Like, I feel like that's probably like the one piece of advice I would give someone, especially before Casa Amor. And it's like Kayda wanting, though, I did like Kayda bringing it back up to him after, like, the next day. Like, she is never gonna be someone who's like just gonna like sit with hurt feelings. She's like, okay, let's actually hash this out. And I think that you wasn't a good convo, but I do appreciate them talking, and I like us actually seeing them talk about their relationship and not just like food or like not just about whatever. But I also did write, she said, my feelings are growing, and I do think she is just horny. And that is something that I think is underreported, both on Love Island and Big Brother, is the longer it goes, you do get hornier and hornier and hornier because you're sleeping in the same room as everyone else. So like there's no stress release that's necessarily happening. And I think that is affecting her. And so again, let's bring in some new bombshells. Let's get her to Casa Amor. But what do you think? Obviously, this boundary will be tested in a Hideaway. Do we think, all's fair game here?
They're going to do more than what they've done in the bed for sure, because it's just like that concept of some privacy, having no one else in a bed right next to you. But I mean, based on that conversation, I think that we might have been shown it specifically so that we're not thinking like, oh, they're going to have full on sex. Or maybe we're being shown it so that we can laugh when they do immediately have sex in the Hideaway.
You know, and like I do kind of want to know what people's, like, we've seen Kenzie and Corbin, and I think that's affecting her a lot right now. Like, I am always kind of curious, like, where's everyone at on that scale?
We know that they're horny because in this episode, we have KC being like, when was the last time you had sex? To Aniya. Like, straight up, just out of nowhere, it seems. I mean, obviously it's edited, but like, and she's like, oh, well, you know, like a year ago. And Casey's like, mine was my birthday. Which, wait, do we know Casey's birthday?
Yeah, pull that up. Well, no, she said it's been a year, and he said, oh shit. And he's like, that's so real. Okay, Casey.
His birthday's April 2nd. So it's been 2 months.
2 months.
So it's not like it was yesterday.
No.
I'm sure that he is. Imagine it was yesterday and it was actually in the villa.
Yeah. I mean, they've been locked up there 3 weeks. So it was like a month before he got in the villa. Yeah. On his birthday. Interesting. I have questions, but
I do think we'll have to be keeping track of this the whole time. During the challenge, they did have questions that they had to answer by gooing people. Trinity and Bryce is the one that I'm confused about, because they got the question like, who is carrying their couple? And I think they gooed Caleb. Did they just do that because they don't like him or don't know him?
I guess, or maybe like, I don't really know what that was about. I think some of these were all weird. And the only question we got follow-up questions about was the one where KC got slimed, right? Like, we didn't get any other follow-ups from the host.
Yeah, I think you're right with that, or at least that we saw. And so Kayda and Zach get the question, which player is acting like they already won the league? They goo KC and they say, well, you know, like, he hasn't explored anything. The host asks, well, what did you mean by saying KC didn't explore something? And Zach says, well, I'm pretty sure he was interested in Soul, but he didn't actually try anything. So he feels like he's won the game. And then we get confessional immediately of Kayda and Zach being like, I think Aniya thinks it's a dig at her, but it is not a dig at her. Claire, do you think it was a dig at Aniya?
I think it was a dig at their couple, if nothing else. And I wrote in the notes, like, quote, like, this question's basically like, who's playing it safe, da da da.
Yeah.
And I can totally understand why Aniya would feel like this is a personal dig. Again, though, I will say, I think this is Zach playing a game. Like,
Yeah.
this is, to me, like, Zach loves to go around to all the couples and plant seeds of doubts. And we saw Zach talking to Bryce and Trinity and saying, like, I think us three are the three strongest couples. So he is working a tally in his mind of, like, who's the strong couple, who's being perceived as that, and how can I, get in other people's business. Like, he tried to get in Bryce and Trinity's business. He's now trying to get in this couple's business, and getting into it. That said, does he have a point? Like, yes, I think that we kind of saw it get played out before the challenge, during the challenge, and after the challenge.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the KC and Soul and, I guess, Zach of it all?
We saw that Casey was attracted to Soul from day one. He said that he likes pixie cuts, that she looks like his ex, but his ex didn't have a pixie cut. And then we get a confessional from Casey where he says, like, Sincere pulled Soul so much, like, when would I have even done it? And, like, it comes to a point where, like, whatever, I don't need to explore this. And so I do think he is way more open to talking to Soul than what he's maybe expressed to Aniya, because, like, Aniya and Casey have a conversation where she says, I don't want you to feel restricted, that you can't explore. I don't ever want to feel like I'm limiting your experience or anything like that. And he's like, no, like, you're my number one. You are my number one. I don't want it. Why would I explore, like, mystery shit when I could have you? But he does have a couple conversations with Soul in this episode that do feel like there could be something there. I could understand completely if Soul was like, yeah, I like Sincere, but is it worth the drama? Like, although this would also cause drama, obviously, if Aniya and Casey broke up. But, like, Soul's a bombshell. She is doing bombshell shit, and she's good at it, because she even had a combo with Casey where she's like, well, is it fair to you to, like, miss out on your experience by not exploring with other people? And I feel like that got in his head bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think Casey is like, I should have had. I think he should have had a conversation with her last week, and they probably, like, should have explored it. But I think, like, very quickly, him and Soul, Sincere and Soul, were, like, kissing, kind of like the day she came in, if not the day after. And so it is like, when would he have gotten that chance to pull her? So I'm intrigued to see how it moves moving forward. I do think Casey likes her. And I think, like, he was kind of like being silly with her and, like, silly talking, of, like, what he was saying. I like that he was like, oh, Sincere was the only one hooping, though, like, da 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 da. That, I mean, I do think Soul is the baddest girl in there. I'm not afraid to say that. I do think she has so much confidence. I really like Aniya, though. And I like that Aniya is, like, the best friend of everyone in the house. Does she give good advice? No. But do I still like her? Yes, of course. Would I want to get advice from her? No. But I did appreciate, like, Aniya going to Zach and Kayda and talking about the challenge and talking about their scenario. Again, I'm sorry, I'm so anti-Zach. What his explanation to her was, I felt like, was nonsensical, and he was kind of not being honest about what he said. Like, he was like, no, it's like you guys have already won, like, da 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 da, and was just saying stuff that I felt like wasn't what he actually, like, everyone knows what you meant.
I feel like Zach is always at the scene of the crime, but he is also always like, oh, why do I end up at the scene of the crime every time? Why is it always me that I'm a bad guy? Like now I feel like shit. And then it's like sometimes people will do this where they'll be like, oh, I just feel like shit. I'm the worst. I'm so bad. And it's because then the person you're talking to is like, well, it's not even worth actually going further into this conflict because like, oh, you already feel bad, so I don't have to make you feel worse. And it can be a way that people avoid actually having conflict or confrontation. I do kind of feel like he does that a little bit. I did like when he and Kayda were like defending all of this to Trinity and Bryce, and Trinity's like, I would have put you if it was me that got that question. I love her so much.
Yes, I love Trinity. Now that like Bea is gone, I am like Trinity is my girl. And I appreciate her being honest. And she's kind of like, come on, I'm doing you. You know what I'm doing. My last thought about the like Aniya KC of it all is I do feel like Aniya really gets impacted by what other people say, which I think is fair. But like I feel like she like when she went to go and talk to KC, I think she a little bit like hears what other people are saying and internalizes it and then gets upset with KC about it. And like when other girls would pull KC or kiss KC, like the bed challenge, like she got upset with him, and it's like, come on, he's handcuffed. And like similar to this is like, this is what other people think. And so I'm kind of getting upset with you, which she's allowed to be, obviously. I wouldn't want people talking like poorly about me or what I think is poorly about me. But I think that there's like somehow she doesn't feel like she's on the same team as KC. I think she thinks a little bit like it's still me versus him. And like, you are embarrassing me. You are making me look bad. And like, I am upset by you for that, even though I feel like not everything is his fault. I think like, is this a little bit his fault? Yes. Why are you telling other people your business? But that's what I think.
Yeah. I'm going to just add, and this is all my personal opinion. Again, I don't know any of these people, but Aniya gets everybody's information. Everybody tells Aniya everything that's going on, and she is kind of knowing and potentially disseminating information in the way that she sees fit. And so I think that this answer and the challenge and the way Zach is kind of like bullshitting it, I think it almost makes it feel like, oh my God, do I not actually have all of the information in the villa? Are people lying to me? Can I trust this? And so I do think that could play in it as well. I think Aniya and KC are gonna be fine, but he could explore a little bit with Sol, and we'll see what happens there.
Look, I think like they should have a condo. Maybe they'll kiss once at a challenge. I need KC and Aniya though to get to Casa Amor together as a couple. And same with Zach, please.
And we need to see it. I can't wait to see it, and I think that we will see it. The only thing we saw from Sincere the whole episode was him kissing Sol after they get coupled up, and once again being like, I'm gonna try to make scrambled eggs, but it's so hard, which again, it's the easiest egg to make. How is this man in like 25 years old and can't make a scrambled egg? Hello?
Yeah. like I've been vegan for like 9 years. I know how to make a scrambled egg. And she's like, oh, like, have you ever like put it in a bowl and scramble it outside? I'm like, what? He's cracking it and then trying to.
He for sure gave her scrambled eggs with shell in it yesterday morning. Like, no way he didn't, with her giving the specific advice of like crack it into a bowl. Like, I feel like I was making scrambled eggs when I was 12 years old. It's not like, it's like one of the easiest foods in the whole world that you can make. And yes, agree with rambling random things like eggs. I mean, I'm ovo-lacto vegetarian, so I do eat eggs. Oftentimes I do get the egg ick for several months at a time and don't have any for a long period because it is gross to think about. But yeah, she was like, I've got a secret tip for you. Here's how you make scrambled eggs. Crack it in a bowl. He's like, wow, yeah, I'm really trying hard.
I thought she was going to be like, oh, put some cottage cheese in it. Like, I thought she was actually going to submit like a true secret. Like, oh, add a little milk. Like, have you ever seen like the Gordon Ramsay, like how to make eggs bullshit?
I'm sorry, the Gordon Ramsay scrambled eggs look foul to me. Like the idea of like a soft scrambled egg where it's like not actually fully cooked. I'm sorry to anyone who's a foodie or likes it. I'm disgusted by it. And if that came onto my plate, I would crash out.
Well, yeah, I mean, me too, but for other reasons.
Well, it's many reasons, but I mean, that's something that would have me not eating eggs for probably at least a year, which is fine. Like, it's good to have less animal product I'm consuming, the better, truly.
I love to hear that. And I love to hear that.
Yeah, it's the thing of like, oh, people will be like, oh, I could be vegan except for bacon. It's like, okay, so do it. Be vegan except for bacon. Every little bit counts.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't go on Love Island because they'll make you eat a hot dog and deep throat it.
I do think they would have put a veggie dog if there was a vegetarian there.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I'd be curious.
Was that even a real hot dog? What was that?
I don't know.
What was that?
Maybe it was vegan, honestly. Maybe. It looked like mainly plastic.
Vegan hot dogs normally don't look like that.
No. Well, was it not cooked? It didn't look cooked.
It was like red.
It must have been cold. Ew, that is so gross.
I think it was cooked and then cooled down though. Like I don't think it was just like an uncooked hot dog. Though I have in the past been told that like oh, they pre-cook them at the factory, so if someone wants to eat a cold hot dog, they can. I don't know why they would want to. I'm being told it was a sausage.
Oh.
What kind of sausage? It looked terrifying.
Yeah.
Wrong podcast for two people who don't eat meat, to be honest. Truly, we cannot give any context to this.
No. The other thing, though, of the short clip we got from Sincere, tennis shoes on and soul ties, I noticed. Kind of gross. Maybe just kick them off.
Americans wear shoes in the house in the USA.
I'm
never surprised. I've seen people put their feet up on a couch or on a bed with their shoes on. I do think it's gross. I have a shoes off household, so
yeah. Yo, me as well. Especially like on furniture. Especially when Melanie's about to go sleep over there. I don't know. Especially if there's so much goo and grime and
yeah, it's tough. I feel like I'd want to be dogs out in the Love Island villa for most of the day, but then everyone's like dripping goo. You don't want to step like if I step barefoot into that goo, that's my day's over. Like give up. We'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's probably like the Big Brother house where it does just kind of get dirty, like because like you're on the turf, and so the turf is kind of like dirty, and will like make the bottom of your feet black, and then people are bringing it inside and going outside. So I think it's kind of like, I think slippers is maybe the move here, or like socks. I don't really know.
Yeah, because some people say the bottom of your foot is black, and they are saying, "Oh, this person doesn't bathe at all."
Yeah, exactly, and you can't have that. You can't have that.
100%. I feel like there wasn't really any Trinity and Bryce this episode. Like they had a conversation where they're like, we like each other, we're building something good, we can communicate. Do you have any overarching thoughts on Trinity and Bryce as a couple?
You know, I think I really appreciate their gossip sessions. I feel like that is my favorite part about being in a couple, is being able to, you are hanging out with a group and then you go back, it's just you two. Now we get to talk about everyone we were just hanging out with. Obviously, that is like one of the best parts about being in a couple. We can all admit that. Also a great part of having a roommate, just in general. And so I like to see that representation. I think my belief in my faith and my love of them, I think is like how I feel about Gabe. Every episode, up and down, up and down, up and down. I think I could see these crazy kids going to the end. I like them. However, I did feel like when they had their conversation, it was like Bryce being like, you know, you and I, we're just growing, just steady solid. And I did write, Trinity has seen through you. And she should have a man coming soon. So I think like It's like Bryce and Trinity, Bryce and Trinity. And I really want Trinity to find love. I think she's my favorite Islander. She's my favorite Islander in here. I think she has like an emotional maturity beyond her years. I think she is so funny. I think she's like silly, goofy, but she's aloof, but a lover girl at heart. And I really appreciate that. I wish she had someone that wasn't, fireworks. If you're watching the video, apologies. I think I wish that she had someone that wasn't a balding 30-year-old man. And I'm saying that as someone who's 30. Like, did you see that photo of him and like him balding? Was that AI?
I did not see that, so I cannot confirm or deny if he is balding or not. But he was like Tumblr famous. He was like have you ever read a fan fiction on Wattpad and he's the cover? Yes.
I'm sure
anyone who has ever read that fan fiction on that site has seen it. I think that he liked her but felt like she shut it down, so then he pulled away, but then she's realizing she actually kind of likes him. But then it's just like, I don't know. I could totally see something romantic really building, but I feel like it's not super there yet. But they were making out in the bed tonight, so that is progress.
That is progress. I like to see that. I think I am rooting for them.
It was edited. He's not balding.
Okay. We're up. Thank God. I was about to say I will push for them to win, so he has the money to go to Turkey and get whatever
he doesn't need to go. He has a beautiful full head of hair.
And it's okay if you are balding. It's okay.
No, it doesn't.
You are.
It's like I don't think you watched Beyond the Villa, but in the most recent season, there is a scene where Hannah is confronting Pepe and she's being crazy, where she like walks away and she's literally like, that's why you're bald. Like, loser. That's why you're bald. And like, it's not okay to make fun of someone for being bald, but that has been like a vocal stim for me for the last 2 months. It just, that's why you're bald. Like, I can't stop. And I've been really struggling to not say it on the podcast for no reason, because it's just a vocal stim. And I actually don't make fun of people for being bald because it's like mean to make fun of things people can't change. But anyways, that went through my head the second you said balding 30-year-old. I'm like, that's why you're bald.
That's why you're bald. And just know, now I know it's edited. I don't think balding is bad. I do just think you should save it. I think everyone looks better when they are bald. That is just a personal opinion. I think if I could rock short hair, I would. I think
you could more than you think.
I don't know. I think I would fear, and maybe this is self-projection. Look, my dad's bald, and people say baldness goes through the father's line. And I really wear my hair up in ponytails. So I fear like if I did go short, like I would look like I was balding. Like I could be like Jonathan on Survivor. I will make fun of Jonathan for balding though.
That's fine.
Sorry, we're dying.
My dad's also quite bald, and he has not like embraced it, so he has like still technically some hair, and I'm like, I think we gotta pack it up. We gotta pack it up at a certain point. It's okay. I once listened to a podcast where it was a woman who had shaved her head, and she was like talking about how good it feels to feel like the raindrops on a bald head, and how it's like the most amazing. Like, and I was like, oh my God, there's all these sensations that I've never felt. Like I was this close to shaving my head in 2020. I was so close. And I'm glad I didn't. I have a bumpy skull. It is not round. It is not the shape that you want to be, pushing forward.
You want a perfectly round head if you're bald. I feel like that. And again, no judgment. Cue ball though. I feel like you want.
I don't know. Like, do you want like a flat back of the head? Like, I'm to the point where I'm like, did my parents not pick me up? Why is the back of my head so
yeah, you have been laid too much as a kid. Okay.
No, it's not fully flat. It's not fully flat. I got loved. I was loved as a child. Don't worry, everybody.
Yeah. Speaking of hair, though, I did really appreciate that they gave the girls shower caps in the challenge. This is something I was thinking about when they were doing the pool challenge. and they were like pushing people in the pool.
Yes.
I was like, I know for a fact Trinity does not want to go in this pool. Like,
no,
her hair has been changing in and out. Like, she is putting her extensions in. She's, doing all sorts of stuff with her hair. She does not want to get her hair wet. And thank goodness they got her a shower cap for this challenge. And Sincere was also rocking one. And a few of the girls were like,
yeah, I think there was one challenge this season where Sincere was the only one who had a shower cap. And I was like, okay, well, I understand he has long hair and he should have a shower cap, but the girls should get shower caps.
Yes. Yes. Especially like, and I understand he has the long hair, but it's not like he has Somans, to my knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anything like that. So the only other thing I wanted to say about Trinity is at one point we did have a Trinity and Kayda conversation. I don't know if you clocked this at the end where they're talking about Jen and Gabriel.
Oh, I clocked it. This was so funny, actually. And this perfectly ties in to talk about Gabe and Jen. Because like Gabe and Jen, guess what? They're making out. I do think part of this is like Gabe doesn't love to talk in English for like emotional things. And so I do think it can be easier to make out and get physical rather than that's what it is. That is emotional. But also he's a dog, and I am back to my initial assessment of like he would make out with a tree if that was the only option available, and like that's fine. We're early in the season of Love Island. I want people that are going to be messy and make out. So they've been kissing, they've been making out, and so Trinity and Kayda are sitting on one couch, and then Gabe and Jen are like across the villa, but like directly in their eyesight. And they're like, what do you think about, who asks first? I think Trinity does. Oh yeah, Trinity's like, what do you think of these two? Kayda says, I feel like they don't match. Trinity's like, yeah, low key. They talk about how Bea would feel seeing them like making out so hardcore in the shower during the challenge. And while they're talking about this, Jen and Gabe go from talking about how like they have a connection that's growing and he's focusing on her to just making out. Trinity and Kayda are like, oh my God. And there is even a point where they're like, oh, wow, they're still going. Like, they kissed for a while.
Yeah. Gabe and Jen were talking at the beginning of the episode. Like, he was like, oh, do you like PDA or something? And she was like, oh,
he was like, how shy are you? And she's like, I love PDA. I don't even care. Like, if it's quiet and there's sounds, like, maybe not. But I love PDA.
And now he is really taking that as like, hey, like, it's open season, baby, which, everyone else has been running up to soul ties and hiding. And I kind of respect, I guess. I don't really know. I don't.
You're a Gabe apologist. You're horny for Gabe.
And I was kind of like, okay, we don't need to be asking how does Bea feel about this? Like that is like, and I do know that Bea was Trinity's girl. And so like, I think you are allowed to feel like, come on now. But also like, what are you supposed to do? Yeah, Gabe is overly freaked out. And like
Trinity even says that too, of like, well, and what's he supposed to do? Just do nothing because Bea's gone. So like they do understand that at least.
Sincere is making out with the two girls and they're both still in there. Like at least Bea's out. And granted, yes, Gabe was making out with 3 girls at one point. But the numbers are down.
It's a 1 out, 1 in situation.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Kenzie and Caleb, we see them talking. What I thought was most interesting was after the challenge, I think Caleb really wants to be like, stop kissing Corbin outside of the challenge. He's like, what if we like set our boundaries as a couple? And Kenzie's like, I still have a connection with Corbin that I am going to explore. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, Caleb, here for a short time, not for a good time.
I've seen people theorizing that we didn't see a lot of Caleb and Jen over last week because maybe they actually like each other and they weren't able to pick each other, like be together. And so like maybe they'll end up coupling up and that will leave, some free
but
stuff.
are they allowed to do that? I don't know.
I think they're allowed now.
Yeah, I'm curious to see like what the voting style. My brain. I'm worried that will be like vote for your least favorite or like vote for your favorite and whoever doesn't. And I just know they're sending Gabriel and Blondie out. Is my fear here. So it's just gonna be me really rallying the vote.
Yeah, people generally are not liking Gabe very much as well, which was really funny actually when Bea's friend was on FaceTime with her on After Sun and she's like, yeah, nobody likes Gabe, including me. And Bea's like, what? Gabe is so nice.
That's what I'm saying, people. There's edits, stuff we're not seeing in the edit. Like, but also I'm like, who did everyone think Jen would get with? So that does make sense if it's like the two bombshells. Because like, yeah, Kenzie's also not really feeling Caleb. And I do think like Kenzie knows like this is my man on paper, but Corbin's the one I want to get freaky with. And I really wish that Kenzie and Gabriel could just match each other's freaks. But I think Gabriel is the most aggressive maybe in his flirtations and success in getting kisses. But I think Corbin has asked the most girls for kisses.
Yes.
And I still think like he will go where he can get physical, which is why I'm like, I don't know if him and Melanie. We'll see. We'll see how that shakes out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I think it's really funny that Kenzie is struggling with Caleb being so young when in like just a few months he's going to be the same age as Corbin. Like Corbin's also younger than her. So I do think it's interesting that she's bringing up the age as her main concern with Caleb. I think she started getting physical with Corbin and she has trouble with having multiple connections. She's a one-man woman now set loose in like the candy shop and she doesn't know what to do. So we'll see what happens with that. The only other thing we've talked about that we haven't talked about that I wanted to make sure to bring up was Melanie and Soul actually do have like a brief conversation at like bedtime the night of the recoupling where Soul's like, yeah, I felt like the vibe was not great, and Melanie's like, none of this is your fault. Like it's okay, and like I'm ready to just kind of put this past us. Like she's like, I don't want beef. Soul's like, yeah, I felt tension. They hug and Melanie's like, well, did you kiss again today? And Soul's like, yeah. And Melanie's like, okay, I'm done, I'm over it. She's not over it, but she's trying to be over it, which I think is healthy.
Yeah, and I appreciate that Soul will be honest with her. I did feel like Melanie then going and sleeping in soul ties without Corbin was her seeking attention. And I did appreciate KC calling that out. I was like, oh, okay, like chill. Like
I don't know. I felt bad for her. She's like, America just broke me up from this person who I thought I liked. I'm finding out he's kissed this other girl even more than I thought. Like, I don't want to be in the bed with Corbin when Kenzie's in the room. I don't want to see Soul and Sincere. If she sleeps in soul ties again the next night, I'm like, okay, this is too far. But I think if it's a one and done, I can kind of understand it and I'll give her a little pass. But maybe I am just like Melanie defender.
Hey, no, I'm pro Melanie also. Okay, I would say in general, I am pro everyone. Like I think I never take it that seriously, and I think like that is, like a privilege, I guess. Like I'm not bringing my own like baggage or experience into the show. Like I think I have a limited perspective, but also like I did a show where you are watched 24/7, and so I know like these people are both good and bad. They will make both like mistakes and be like good people. Like everyone is trying their best, and you are doing that while being filmed. And that is, you will not be your best at all times while you're being filmed. Like people are not perfect. But people are also not like malicious creatures. So like I will always, I think maybe I was too pro some of the guys. I'm always gonna say, like, I'm always gonna trust the women. I'm always rooting for the women. Anyone I follow from this show will be a woman. And I want the best for them.
This is good because I've started getting the man hater allegations. So I need someone to come on and bring balance coverage.
No. Kirsten, you can't put that on me, Kirsten. You can't put that on me. Of me, the man lover. Oh my God.
Oh my God. I didn't say that.
Oh no. But I think like I like will vote for my favorites, and like that's what I hope the vote is, and not like least favorite. And you know,
I think it is gonna be favorite. Like I feel like that was kind of queued up that we will get to vote for our favorite couple this week. Voting for least favorite is like boo, boring, gross. Like let's just all vote for our favorites. Scally and I will vote strategically, even though that makes no difference. Like in a situation where like maybe a vote would go for like a Gabe and Jen to try to keep them safe kind of situation if we want them for Casa Amor. I mean, I don't know if that's how we would vote. We have to get to the actual vote.
Yeah, I mean, really, I actually don't know if Gabe would be good in Casa Amor because he would just make out with all the girls, you know, like, and so who's going to give us drama though? I think that's what you have to be.
But I also think even if Gabe's not in a strong couple and he just goes to Casa Amor and he kisses everyone, I think having that presence in Casa Amor, like, kind of encourages that behavior from the others as well. And maybe that helps us to get more drama. So that would be my case for wanting Gabe to make it to Casa Amor. But there could be more bombshells coming in this week. There might, I mean, we haven't really gotten that many bombshells. Like we had Gabe and Kayda at first, and then we had Caleb, Soul, and Jen come in. But other than that, we haven't really had bombshells. So it would be nice to have more of them so we can see stuff get shaken up. And then, of course, the episode ends with Kayda getting a text that the hideaway is open. Everyone has to agree who to send. They all agree, Zach and Kayda. I'll admit, I thought Trinity and Bryce were going to get the hideaway, and I actually wish that they had, because then like I think some privacy would be good for them to keep building on this foundation that they have.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I'd be curious what's going on underneath the sheets. Yeah, I think I totally agree with that. I think, yeah, I wish there had been a little bit more of a conversation. And like same with, I guess like it happened right after KC and Aniya had like a kind of intense conversation.
Yeah, I think that was the only reason why they didn't get sent, was because they had to fight.
Yeah. But
not a fight. That's extreme wording. It was like a bad conversation where they're not like feeling 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but then she came down, and who was it who was like, how was your conversation? And they just like stormed off. It's like, oh, that's rough. That's rough.
I totally missed that. I'm not sure. While they're getting ready for the hideaway, all of the Islanders were learning a choreographed dance to then sing a song that went, clap those cheeks in the hideaway. Crazy that they were doing a dance. I did love it. We did hear from Bea on After Sun that the girls have been singing a lot of High School Musical. So I think we do have like musical lovers in the house. And so they did give us that cinematic moment, which I can't wait to hear Rob's perspective on.
Yes, me as well. Yeah, I feel like the singing's always interesting because you really do have to make up your own songs. I'm sure they probably get yelled at when they're singing their High School Musical.
And you would know more than most about the unique songs that get written in that situation, musical theater.
The musical stylings. I do believe my Big Brother season, we probably came up with the most songs.
I would, as someone who watched, I would agree. You definitely did.
And you know what? Sometimes they still get in my head, but sometimes I do forget the songs, but it is like, there's nothing else to do. So what else, literally what else is there to do?
It's that or go crazy. So I'm glad that you had songs rather than going crazy. Okay. We have to do superlatives, and I am getting mad at myself for creating this challenge because nobody asked me to do this. This was my idea for no reason. But I have Like, who's the strongest couple?
Okay.
Who is it? Like, is it Trinity and Bryce?
Zach and Kayda for now.
I want to say Zach and Kayda because I feel like that conversation was so weird. But I guess, like, yeah, they're getting the first Hideaway. They're probably gonna really push the envelope for physical intimacy of the season. So I guess we kind of have to say Zach and Kayda, but I'm not happy about it.
No, I think it is Zach and Kayda. I do not like Zach. I love Kayda though.
She's great.
She's a star. She has like star quality. The it factor, if you will. Zach's a little rat. But and I do not trust him in Casa Amor. I think he is thinking something better could come. So I got my eyes on them. But I think they are the strongest couple.
I love this so much. This is great. I love these takes. I think we could probably both agree that Caleb and Kenzie is the weakest couple, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's like, can we have boundaries? And she's like, no.
He's like, okay.
Okay. It's like when Bryce got Trinity's favorite color wrong and she just goes, wrong bitch. Like, I feel like that's the response Kenzie was giving, even though she didn't use those words.
Yeah. I didn't even write down in my notes about Kenzie and Caleb's soccer ball skills. So that is how irrelevant they were to me in the challenge.
I feel like they were like trying to, like, they were both on the ground and like got up together, I fear. But I'm not 100% sure because I was not analyzing the soccer ball skills to the extent that you were, unfortunately.
I was. And let me also just say, I also was screaming when Mel was going up the body. There's not enough ball in between. There were too many balls in between.
Like, she's little, he's 6'4". He should have been on his knees for sure. But like for the principle of the matter and like making Sincere jealous, like she did what she had to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And someone else did clock that too, of Jen. Honestly, Jen kind of low-key great in a confessional. Jen was like, oh, I think she wanted to rub this in Sincere's face. Okay.
When she gave, I know you're sincere, but you're not honest. That was big. Like, we haven't seen that much of Jen on the show, but like she has given us a few moments. She's not giving completely nothing. I feel like the winner of the episode, I don't know. I want to call.
Really, we've been talking for like an hour 10, but not much happened in this episode.
No one won. No, there's no winner this episode. The winner is the audience to the Love Island after show for getting a great guest this week. I am gonna call Caleb the loser of the episode because again, he tried to ask for boundaries and she was like, no. And I am adding Traitor by Olivia Rodrigo to the playlist this week.
That was crazy needle drop. I was like,
so good.
I was like, we're pulling out already? I guess they got some new Olivia Rodrigo they can put to the queue.
Yes.
So let's drop all our Olivia.
I'm waiting for Expectations by Olivia Rodrigo to be played in an episode. I feel like that could hit hard in the right moment. Lisa wants to know if we could talk about Zach's freaky tongue, but I try not to look at Zach's tongue as much as possible.
It was freaky. Like there was like, it was like triple jointed almost.
Oh my God.
And not in the way that you can make the clover with your mouth, but it was like, it looked like a snake coming out.
Well, good for Kayda in the Hideaway. Maybe she's the winner of the episode then.
That is what they said. There were a lot of cuts with him and his tongue, and then it would cut to Bryce. And then cut back to the tongue. Also, what about when Bryce was oiling up Zach before the Hideaway?
I feel like the boys have been oiling each other up this whole time. I don't think it's new. Is it weird? I don't know. But I like that, the men in Love Island are comfortable enough to be oiling each other up. I think that's a positive for society.
Yeah. I think I have mixed emotions about. I think in general, yes. I think also though, I'm like, are they being like eighth grade boys? Haha. you're gay? Or are
Yeah,
they
that
like, is
not
there like true longing here? Is there repression here? Is like, obviously I will always see like a homoerotic tension, and always, you know, I do support men who are confident in their masculinity. I think it's fine if you oil someone else up of the same gender. I do. I guess.
as long as it's not, yeah, as you said, being like, hee, oh, look at this, I touched a man.
Yeah. And I don't know if I would want my partner to be oiled up. Like why not let me put oil? Like, what? I don't know. Like, maybe
yeah,
this
like
is
maybe
me
like
and
a
my
massage
foolishness.
oil, like maybe
I
massage
don't
him in
want
the
oil
hideaway
all over
and
the
like,
bed.
yeah, I don't know if I would want that either. Like, I understand, like, use a body oil, like moisturize.
Yes,
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 we
of
don't, we want
course,
people moisturized for sure.
of
But
course.
like, especially with Zach being like shaved head to toe, I'm just picturing him like sliding right off the bed if it has satin sheets. Like, there's nothing to keep him in.
She won't be able to be on top of him. She's gonna slide right off. Watch your head, girl.
Be careful. It's dangerous out there. No, I love it and I appreciate it so much. And I think that's it. That is Love Island USA episode 11 if you're in the USA, 10 if you're in Canada. Claire, thank you so much for joining me. This was so much fun. I think people are going to be so happy. And I'm very happy. So even if they're not, they can shove it. Is there anything that you would like to let the listeners know about, where they can find you? Anything else you're working on?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. Really, I'm more on Threads. People I work with follow me on Twitter, so really I give most of my takes on Threads now. But I am also on Twitter, depending on how good my take is. Sometimes I bring it to Twitter. And then the only other thing is I am podcasting with the Heavy Crown Network.
Yes.
And we podcasted Survivor, and I think we'll do Big Brother too. So stay tuned when that comes. But otherwise, I will be here and potentially in your comments listening to all your coverage of this season. Thank you so much for having me. It was such a delight.
Well, that's so nice. And yes, everyone, I'll be back tomorrow night to talk about the next episode of Love Island USA. You can, of course, always check it out on YouTube, WeKnowDatingShows.com. You can leave 5-star ratings and reviews on the podcast at WeKnowLoveIsland.com. That is the easiest way to help new people find the show, is by leaving a rating and review. So we really appreciate that. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you next time. Bye.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.